The Ozarks has such a rich history. An online blog, Ozarks Alive, aims to share stories surrounding that. So joining us now is the woman behind Ozarks Alive, Caitlin McConnell. Caitlin, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good.
We're excited to have you here.
Thank you.
You are like this wealth of knowledge for like all things at Ozarks, and you continually amaze me with that.
Oh, well, thank you. That's hard to live up to.
Well,
But
no,
thank you.
I enjoy reading and seeing where you are, learning history behind that. And so you actually you have put out a book, and you have another book. What was the first one called?
It's actually the same name. This one just has volume 2 on it.
Okay.
So they're both Passport to the Ozarks. They're both guidebooks of places to visit in the region, but they're completely separate lists of places to visit in the region. So
kind of tell us about that.
yeah, so kind of like you said, for several years now, I've been really invested in helping people understand and appreciate more about the Ozarks. A few years ago, that led to the first Passport to the Ozarks, which is, like I said, a list of about 61 different places to visit in the regions. And I say list of places, like this new book, which is a list of more than 66 places to visit in the region. They all include color photos and stories about each one. So it's like both a way to get out and experience the Ozarks, but also if you can't maybe get out or you don't even live here anymore, I've had some people in other states buy them, it's a way to reconnect.
Really
and
neat.
kind of absorb more
Let me
about
hold that up
for sure.
so you can see that.
Now, would you say, so obviously, you do a lot of this research and the work behind it. So do you feel like you learn a lot and are encouraged by the things that you're finding, or do you know a lot of this already?
I would say it's a mix. I mean, thankfully that people are awesome and tell me a lot of things, that I didn't know, and so I learn that way. Some of it's kind of evolving and but really it's all about the discovery, right? Even if it's something I know, it's like learning that next level. And so being able to research these places and visit them is always teaches me something new.
For sure. Now with that, what's maybe like one of your favorite things you found in your work you've done with Ozarks Alive?
Okay, let's see, that's always hard to pick.
I know, it's a big question.
I think that in like the big picture, the thing that really always impresses me is that the Ozarks is always changing. And so like we have kind of this idea of what the Ozarks is. Sometimes that's correct, sometimes it's not. There's a lot of stereotypes out there.
Sure.
Yeah.
But whatever that is, it's always evolving. But like when we're talking about very specific places, I think as I was kind of thinking about coming on today, some place that I really have liked learning more about is a place called Bonnybrook, which is it's where Rose O'Neal lived, who was a famous artist who lived here in the Ozarks. And she was, at the time of her heyday, which was the early 1900s, was the highest paid female illustrator in the country.
Wow.
You've ever heard of QPs? She was the creator of QPs.
Okay.
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
So are there things that people would be surprised about in this area?
I think, once again, going back to the big picture, people may be surprised to learn how much culture is here. It's like people tend to think of the hillbilly image with the moonshine bottle, which
there's that too.
Yeah.
which is definitely like a real part of our culture and something I don't like dismiss, but it's also that there's a lot of really cool, meaningful things that go beyond that hillbilly image. And whether it is art or it's food, culinary places are really awesome and really unique, and there's some of those in here too. But just going back to, there's always something new to discover. That's what I learned too.
My family's been here since the mid-1800s, and there's so much that I learned from you that I had no idea. So
Thank you.
How do people find your blog and more information if they want your book?
The website is Ozarks, Ozarks, Alive, ALIVE.com. So you can go there and read all the stories. And then if you like to purchase a book, they're available online. You go there and you can buy one. Or in Springfield, they're available at Turner Station.
All right. Caitlin, thank you
Yes.
so much for
Yes, we
being here.
appreciate you.
Super
Thank you for
excited for
having
this
me.
book. Yeah. All right. Well, coming up.